So one of the things that allowed the Browns to make this trade, to send Flacco packing, was what you saw Dillon Gabriel do in his first start. Now, they came up short. They didn't get the win, but he played really, really good. A couple touchdown passes. I thought maybe most impressive was the ability to get the ball out of his hands quickly, protect an offensive line that had been struggling. It was something Flacco was, struggling with protection. For a young quarterback, and he's not that young because he played 6 years in college, but he knew exactly where to go with the football, quick release. And I think this hopefully should silence any of the Shedeur Sanders conspiracy theorists who felt like the front office was out to get Shedeur and put him in a position to fail. Why is Dillon Gabriel, whose arm isn't as good and hasn't had the career that Shedeur had, why is he playing? Now you see why. At some point, the conspiracy theorists need to shut up and realize the Browns made the right decision to go with Dillon Gabriel.
All right, so let's start with the Dillon Gabriel thing. I've been a fan for a long time. I watched him through college. I always thought he was good, always made the right decisions, and you're spot on, right? But the conspiracy theories are never going to go away, and I want to break some news to you. Maybe you haven't heard. They're kicking around the idea of bringing up Bailey Zappi and making him the number 2 quarterback for this game off the practice squad. So if you thought the conspiracy theories might stop at Shedeur Sanders, who I really want to see play too. I'd love to see how he does, man. He did have that thing. We'll talk about it a little. You want to talk about the where he was like kind of mouthing stuff? It's the first time I was a little disappointed in him.
Yes, because I think every time we've talked about him, even going back into training camp when he was playing, when he wasn't, when Dillon Gabriel and him was talking and was like, is there an issue? I was like, no, there's not an issue. Of all the things, I thought this was the most clownish thing he's done.
Yeah, same.
When he, and I get why he did it. He pays attention too much to what people in the media are saying. So Rex Ryan's on ESPN and blasts him. Said, hey, you should shut your mouth. You should get in the front row and you should get in your playbook and you should win over your coaches. All things that are 100% true. Then Shedeur is out there in front of the media and is getting asked some questions and he's just miming. He's not speaking. All he's doing is moving his lips and he's laughing and he's joking around. The thing that bothered me the most about this was a team that was 1-3. Like, if you're a winning team and that's having a conversation, you're having some fun, and it's not to say you can't ever joke around, but in front of the media to act like everything is kind of a clown show really shows me that Shedeur is the biggest clown of all of them.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I mean, this was definitely a black eye for him. He's done such a phenomenal job from dropping in the draft and handling that so graciously and the right way in the media to just thanking everybody for the opportunity. He's saying all the right things. Apparently, he's doing all the right things. And to see this happen does suck, man. And now, again, that's something I have to keep an eye on. But I did read that before we jumped on.
Interesting. I did not see that either. I would think that might take a little bit of time. But all I would do is tell Shedeur is be ready to go for your opportunity because injuries happen. Yeah. I know the quarterback's protected, but Dillon Gabriel's had concussions in his past. Like, anything could happen. Be ready to go because, my goodness, is the scrutiny going to be on him when he does play. And I hope he does play well.
Same.
I just wish he would act like a professional. He's acting still like a college kid or a YouTuber, which are all things that he kind of is still. Right. He's very much socially involved with his YouTube channel. I wish he would table that and just be a professional quarterback.
Yeah, we see QB3s play every year. Like, it's not out of the realm to think that this guy in 2 weeks could be your QB2 or QB1. But you said it perfectly. Like to see him show some maturity. I think, obviously, that's probably why he dropped in the draft a little bit, right? I think 100%. A lot of people were worried about all the stuff that comes with him. And then I think that's another reason why you could, if the Zappi story is true. Bailey Zappi started games, and he started games for Bill Belichick, where you're almost forced to be a grown man. You know what I mean? So it's something that I hope they spoke to him about. I hope he understands. And, again, I want to see him succeed, too. Seems like a good kid. I know that walking in Deion's son's shoes is probably a tall task anyway. So to see him get in there and do well would be something I've been rooting for. So if he gets this opportunity, I hope he does the right thing with it.
I would too. I would love to see that happen. I also think Dillon Gabriel could have a chance to kind of play pretty well himself as we saw that, and we'll see how that goes.
Right.